Quest presents an unabridged recording of The Droitwich Deceivers by Kerry Tombs, narrated by Andrew Cullum. Prologue. Droitwich Railway Station, November 1889. She stood on the cold, empty platform, holding the child of her joy and sin close to her shaking body, watching the train disappearing from view through wet, sorrowful eyes, and wondering how the pattern of her life had brought her to this unwelcoming place. Drawing the shawl ever closer round the baby to protect the infant from the bitter wind, she began to walk quickly towards the waiting room at the end of the platform and pushed open the creaking door. Relieved to discover that the room was empty of passengers, she sought the end of the old wooden bench near the grate which contained the burnt-out remains of yesterday's fire and placed the brown parcel on the seat beside her before looking down into the face of her sleeping child. The child she had never thought possible. The child who had arrived so unexpectedly. The child who had been scorned by others and who now lay peacefully in her arms. Presently she turned her attention to the large clock which adorned one of the whitewashed walls of the room, and for the next few minutes anxiously watched as the large hand moved on steadily. She wished with all her heart that she could halt its progress, but knew that now the decision had been made, she could do little to alter that which had been set in motion. As the hand reached the end of the hour, she grew restless and concerned. She had half expected the couple to meet her upon her arrival. Then, once the train had arrived and departed, depositing and collecting no one, she had told herself that perhaps she had failed to comprehend the instructions within the letter, that the hour had been incorrect, or that she had mistaken the day. Now, as the hand crept forwards into its next circle of time, she resolved to leave at the completed quarter, to give up her resolution and return once more to the scene of her disgrace. Suddenly the door opened, and a short grey-haired woman wearing a black bonnet and long coat stood on the threshold. "You must be Alice," she said, smiling. She had expected someone different, had assumed that the woman would be younger and that her husband would be with her. "Yes," was all the young woman could reply. "I am sorry I was delayed, my dear. I thought your husband detained on business in the city." She turned away.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?